Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, I'm so excited to be joined in studio today by Dr. Marie Brown-Mercadal. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking about some pretty difficult topics today, but first let's talk about your memoir that you wrote, Getting to My Enough.
I published my book last year, Getting to My Enough, a story of faith, resilience, and survival, to talk about my journey of surviving and thriving through childhood trauma.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about that. This is something that's pretty prevalent.
Yes, so I was sexually abused by an adult family member between the ages of 7 and 10 years old. And unfortunately, this is, as you said, pretty prevalent. According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys will be sexually assaulted by the time they reach the age of 18. And unfortunately, 91% of those perpetrators are adult family members or known family friends.
That is awful to hear about. And you actually were able to take your childhood trauma and use it later in life for something good. How did you do that?
So I was in the field of human services for 38 years. So I worked with children that were abused and neglected, adults that were abused and neglected. I wanted to help other vulnerable populations, and in some ways I was helping myself at the same time. And so I really wanted to find ways to provide supportive services and supports for people that had also gone through trauma.
How did that affect you mentally growing up?
You know, being sexually abused affects the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act. You know, for me, I suffered from low self-esteem. I felt like I wasn't good enough, but in some ways I was trying to find my space to be good enough by helping other people. It really caused a lot of internal angst, a lot of internal anxiety that I didn't even really begin to recognize and call such until I was in my 40s. And it was just a feeling of shame and pain and blame that I carried for so long until I decided that I was going to tell my story, because I knew that there were other people out there that had also had my same experience.
And speaking of sharing your story, you were able to do a TED Talk.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
Very, very healing. My TED Talk was titled Healing Out Loud. And I chose that title because Healing Out Loud really emphasizes the fact that you don't need to be ashamed of what happened to you. I accepted that what happened to me was not my fault. I accepted that I was also good enough. I accepted that I deserved to heal. And so by healing out loud, for me, it means telling my story, releasing that shame, and giving other people the opportunity to know that you are not alone. I know that there are other people, just based on the statistics and just based on my work, that experience the same thing that I did, but I want them to be able to have that conversation out loud so that they can start their own process of post-traumatic growth.
You were truly paving the way for other victims to come forward and talk about their experiences and heal from that.
Absolutely. You know, I think that my book and some other work that I'm doing in the community really gives people a forum to speak up. You know, have their breakthroughs and to say, wait a minute, this also happened to me. But we can learn how to break those multi-generational cycles of dysfunction that really keep us from having conversations that allow trauma to manifest generation after generation after generation.
Well, tell people how they can find your book.
Well, my book is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, all the other major retailers, but people can also go to my website, which is www.mercadalconsultingsolutions.net, to not only find my book, but to also find a listing of resources and supports for individuals that might be seeking services, suicide prevention, information to mental health therapists that are available, because sometimes people are not ready to have the conversation out loud, but they can also find resources in which they can start to have the conversation so that they can heal as well.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This segment is brought to you by Wing Zone. Well, good morning and thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. I'm Katie Turner and today we are in Loris. I'm joined by Bernard, the owner of Wing Zone. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Okay, so you're born and raised right here in Loris and you opened up this restaurant because this is a place for all the people in your hometown to hang out.
Yes.
Walk me through the whole process from start to here we are today.
The concept came from Barry Suggs and we kind of traveled around looking for locations because we wanted to start a business, a franchise in the city of Loris, where we're both from. Wing Zone was the perfect match for the city, and we brought it here.
So you guys obviously have wings.
Yes, we have wings, we have chicken sandwiches, we have excellent burgers,
Yeah.
and we have chicken tenders also.
And some very good desserts.
Yes, we have funnel cake fries. We also have Oreo churros, very delicious desserts.
So one thing that I love about you guys is that you have a ton of different sauce choices. What are some of the fan favorites?
Like I said, we have 18 different flavors. The fan flavors being honey barbecue, we have a Thai chili, a buffalo bliss, and a garlic palm, and our dry rubs, which is our lemon pepper, our cool ranch, and our black and voodoo. The customers seem to love that. Those were.
Love that. Okay, so what has been the response from the community so far since opening this place?
We've got great response from the community. They represented well, came out and supported us each and every night. We get great compliments from everybody.
And something unique that you guys have here at Wing Zone is your beer. What is it called? A beer bar?
It's a beer wall.
A beer wall.
Beer wall is the first in the franchise that we got. It's kind of state-of-the-art beer wall. It's kind of one of the state-of-the-art. So the patrons can actually serve themselves with us monitoring them. And it kind of gives them that more personal experience, getting their own beer.
This segment is brought to you by Wing Zone. Well, today I am joined by Cecile Walks Peace, an author. I am so happy to talk to you today. How are you doing?
Same here. I'm great. I'm blessed. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is such a treat. We're going to be talking about your book, Gigi's Gems, that you just released this year. This was a huge deal.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it was.
Tell
Yes.
me, there's a story behind this.
There's a story behind Gigi's Gems. Gigi's Gems is loosely based on my mom, Irma Walks, and her bout with dementia. So the story, Gigi's Gems, is a children's picture book, beautifully illustrated by Cameron Wilson, and it's about 3 children and their great-grandmother, their queen, Gigi.
I love it. I love it. So tell me, what was your inspiration to start writing this book? You've been an author for quite some time, right?
I have. So I've done some ghost writing on a few projects, both here and also on the continent of Africa with some friends. And now it's just an opportunity for me to release Gigi's Gems, pretty much to just tell the story of how dementia is affecting our family, to allow our children to have an opportunity to talk about some tough topics.
Tough topics that you illustrate and talk about beautifully, but tell me, how do you make that palatable for children?
So one of the things about children is that if you give them the opportunity to understand, if I can understand it, then with my teaching background, I've been able to teach them how to understand tough topics. So oftentimes it's just an opportunity to empower them. And in this particular story, the children are trying to unlock Gigi's memories. And they find that they have to dig a little bit deeper than just on the surface of Gigi's favorite times with them. And it's the youngest one that finds the key to unlock those memories.
Oh,
Yes.
very interesting. All right, so tell me, for anyone who wants to read this book, where can they purchase it?
They can purchase this book, Target, Amazon. It's purchased online. It's also at Black Sugar and Spice Books. It was picked up as well there. And so it's an online purchase.
And if people want to stay, with you while you write more books in the future, social
Yes,
media?
social media. Find me on IG as well as on our website, walksinpeace.com.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Take it away, Coach.
All right, here we are, Katie. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're gonna start with the basics and the most important skill, which is passing or bump, as we used to call it, bumping, okay? So we gotta have our hand position, okay? We want pancake here, another pancake here, okay? And then our two thumbs are together and we say sausage, sausage.
Sausage, sausage.
Two pancakes and two sausages, all right? We're having breakfast, okay? So here we are, all right? And you wanna have those elbows locked. You kind of point those thumbs down, that helps get them locked, right? And you have long legs, you gotta bend those knees, right? Athletic, okay? So we're here and we wanna contact the ball above the wrist. We say no wrist, no fist. What do we say?
No wrist, no fist.
That's right, good. Those cues are important for the kids when we're teaching, okay? So here we are, and let's face this way, here we go. So turn me, you're here, you're ready. And I'm just gonna toss and you're gonna give a little bump. Look at that, there you go.
Okay, this was not
There
staged,
you go.
guys.
Now-
I didn't practice, I promise.
There you go, look at So that's a little wristy, right? So it's
Okay,
bouncing a
so
little hard.
I'm supposed to be going like
oh,
here.
yep. Yeah,
Here.
above the wrist.
Above the wrist.
Yeah, you got it. Pancake, pancake, sausage, sausage, there we go. All right. So now we're gonna have to teach you the set because you just got confused. What do I do now? It's over here. So now we got the set, okay?
Okay.
So setting, okay, we're here with our above the forehead. So I'm gonna have you put your hands on your hips to start, and we're gonna put our hands right here, boom. Okay, a little bit wider, the shape of the ball, okay? So when that ball comes in, it's all finger pads, no palms, and your thumbs, everything in, and then as soon as it hits those finger pads, you're going through like a spring, and think of a unicorn, and think of getting a donut off the horn. And you push that, look at that, that's it. Okay, you gotta get that donut off the horn, okay?
Okay, I love it.
Okay, that's what we tell the kids.
Great
All right.
analogy there.
Okay, so now I'll toss it a little higher, and that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna push that ball up in the air, because setting, the next one is bump, set, and then spike. Of course, right? So we gotta get the bump or the pass right, we gotta get the set right so that they can spike it, okay? So now we'll try the bump, or the set, sorry. You gotta move those feet, there you go, look at you. All right, so now you gotta move a little bit, move. There we go, you gotta get under the ball.
You have to really...
Okay, so you're a little here, get it forehead, right?
Okay.
All right, there you go. Not bad, all right, very good. So let's put it together. Now you may have to pass or you may have to set, depending on where, you gotta do, depending where the ball is, okay?
Okay, training wheels are off. Now, all right, let's discuss.
That's all right. We got plenty of balls.
The transition between...
That's really, yeah, so once you make contact with the ball, then you gotta go back to here.
Okay.
With hands apart, because you may have to set or you may have to pass, right?
Okay.
Okay. That's all right.
We have lots of balls for this purpose.
And every shot's an experiment, no shot's a failure. You learn from each one, good or bad, you're learning.
Okay.
Look at that, that was really good. That was good. In volleyball. So once you hit it once, someone else has got to contact it. There you go, look at that. Now we're cooking, look at that. Oh, there you go, hey, all right. That's probably good.
Oh, okay.
All right, now you've got the bump, you've got the set. Are you ready for the spike?
Ready for the spike.
Okay, that's where you put it away, kill it, okay?
All right.
So let's get that left arm up here, good. You got this right arm back, elbow back here. Keep your eye on the ball so that set comes up and strike. Oh my gosh, look at that. She's a natural.
Yay.
You too can play some volleyball, but you gotta be right here, am I right?
All right, how can they get in contact with you though?
Okay, so our website is grandstrandsand.com. Also, my email is Coach Goody. That's Goody with a Y at gmail.com. They can reach out to me there, all right? So
thank you, Coach.
No
I appreciate
problem.
the lesson.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.